Yeah.
Yes, good evening, everyone, and hello, Raakhi. Welcome to this excellent, candid conversation we're going to have with you. And I have been so looking forward to this for such a long time. So we've been planning this since November, but Raakhi has been so tied up with her commitments, with a number of clients, and especially with Mind Valley and Wildfit, that it's taken us, May now to have this really, really wonderful conversation. And so much has happened in this time. I met Raakhi first in 2019 after we'd completed our Wildfit challenge, and she had signed up to become India's first Wildfit coach. So, Raakhi, welcome. And it has been a fabulous journey with you the past 2 years. And I always call Raakhi, she's kind of the wind beneath my wings because she has encouraged me and she has supported me to become or sign up to become a Wildfit coach. So now I'm also a Wildfit coach in training, and Raakhi has been holding my hand through it. So welcome, Raakhi. It is such a pleasure and an honor to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Nilima. It's like connecting back to our Wildfit days, right? Talking like this. Yeah, thanks a lot for this opportunity. And yes, it's been very hectic from past few months. Mind Valley has given me a fantastic platform, and it's been really difficult to find time for this. And today is my mom, dad's anniversary, so I'm
Yes,
so
happy
pleased.
anniversary.
I'm so pleased and excited to be on this special occasion and especially with you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So, Raakhi, why Wildfit? What made you take up Wildfit and what made you become a Wildfit coach? What was happening with your health and how did it transform with Wildfit? Can you tell us a little bit about your own story?
That's to my heart. Like it was February 2019 when I was just flipping through Facebook and I heard a person shouting and screaming like stop exercise, and I was like wondering what is this person up to. He says stop exercise. I've been like doing crazy, like I've been a marathon runner, cycling and swimming, and this person screams and tells you stop exercise. So I thought something really hit me hard to understand that what it really is meaning, because 6 years of my journey where I like wanted to transform myself with my health. But especially in India and our community, what we see is like health after 40 is like okay, for especially for the women.
Yeah.
But I took my health transformation took a drastic turn on the point that actually I saw my mom fell sick suddenly and she was not keeping well with her health. So it was often when I was standing outside the ICU, and I was thinking like, is this the way I want to age? Because our mothers handhold us completely from our childhood till our till they are with us. But at some point, I was wondering like, what do I do now? How did all this happen? So I was myself finding a answer to all this and got into health transformation. But the 6 years of my tough life, which I spent doing only exercise, is what I was wondering. This is the right time to try Wildfit. And can you believe, Dr. Nilima, even you have done Wildfit. the 3 months of transformation was actually 6 years, but I have been trying to find out, working hard, hard, hard. And here I just found in 3 months. So that really inspired me that this is what I'm looking for. And if I do something and learn this, I can help at least my family. I had no idea to land up and become a coach and get onto Mind Valley, in fact. But I think it's the determination and the passion which I had
Yes.
connected me to who really wants looking for a health transformation.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what
I mean, Rakhi is one of the most passionate people I know about health, and she kind of devours knowledge. She absolutely soaks it up. She's so passionate. She doesn't stop learning, and it has been amazing, to have conversations with her about the different kinds of questions her clients ask. So, Rakhi, what kind of questions do your clients come to you? What kind of problems, health problems, do they come to you with?
doctor. The first thing they connect to me is and they tell me they are overweight. The
Hmm.
first point they're
Obesity.
overweight. Obesity is when they strike. Okay, now they're overweight. What to do?
Yeah.
And they like me also. They have gone and tried so many methods, ways to lose weight. And what happens? They always keep following this pattern. Always to try and fail. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and this
Yo-yo
is one of
dieting.
the
Yeah.
with the dieting they're so tired, and like this is one of the main reason. and especially women come to me after 40s when they are hitting the menopausal stage, and they are. Can you believe women at 45, 46 start losing their memory power, and they are like they are totally lost. They don't know how to handle themselves because, especially, they are like depressed. Lot of issues. So yes, the weight is one of the main issues, and men, especially men with diabetes and cholesterol and all that issues. So this is what they come to me, and the magic happens, which they have been trying for years and years. Magic happens in Wildfit in just 3 months.
Mm. And because in India, particularly, I find because of diabetes and hypertension, people expect to go old and that grow old. And that's why we put the topic of our conversation as, longevity and aging reversal. Because most people expect, that just as the age increases, they're going to become old and decrepit, and losing memory is quite normal, and getting diabetes is quite normal. And thoda sa to blood pressure hone hi wala hai, thoda to ho gayi hai. And they kind of I find that people accept obesity, as normal. ठीक है, like, you're supposed to put on weight at this time. पेट है तो
Yes.
सेठ है. They talk about, men
Yes.
talk things like that. They
Especially women
accept
have.
health and aging as, quite normal. So where are we going wrong?
No, we are going wrong in understanding. There's no awareness. Like how I was stuck, right? I was stuck and I was doing so many methods. You name the program I've
Hmm,
done. I think
me
you have
too.
crossed that stage.
Me too.
It's our own pain points. So, कि भाई हाँ, life after 40 is like this. और thyroid है तो हाँ है. They have accepted that this is my stage and I have to take medicine. There's no way out.
Yes.
Really, it's a pity. Of course, I can understand. I've been through. It's a pity where women don't understand that there are solutions. You can reverse diabetes, or if there's anything thyroid or any hormonal imbalances. PCOD, PCOS can be reversed if a right system is followed. वरना तो women tell, हाँ है मेरा. I can't help it. This is the weight I'm bound to.
Yeah.
The bound to comes, and the weight circumference, they just don't know that if it goes hit above 36, they tell, hey, hoga, matlab, after pregnancy, post pregnancy, this is what I can live. The pathetic thing is, especially women after post pregnancy try their best to get back their health. But what happens, the ways and means what they've been following, the other programs, it's not, doesn't give a result, and always their attempt fails, so that they lose confidence there.
It is quite depressing. I mean, if you consider a lady who's just given birth, it's not easy. I mean, they may be in pain, discomfort, they've got a baby to look after, their whole life is turned upside down. Maybe especially in currently the lockdown, maybe the support that they would have got before, they're not able to get because people are not able to come. Certainly at the moment, somebody at home may be very sick, and this can upset the balance for a woman completely, and it very quickly can lead to depression. I mean, a lot of body image issues, a lot of confidence issues begin post pregnancy for a lot of women.
Yes. Yeah, depression is one of the thing which I've seen in early like 30s really hits soon, and of course menopause. Their menopausal stage really
Yeah.
happens soon. This is what I've seen. Majorly, I've seen that. Yeah.
So, we find that a lot of our health problems, especially in current Indian society, begin in the teenage years. You find, I mean, I am seeing teenagers more obese than I've ever seen. When we were young, we hardly saw any obese people. Now, it is quite common to see obese parents, obese children, and they don't think anything about it. So, what is happening? What is the role of parents in their children's health, and the kind of food choices they make?
Dr. Nilima, tell me, in our age, I mean, when we were childhood in our school, how many kids were obese? Like we always
Nothing.
we had a pattern. Our
I
exactly,
was probably the
exactly. Our
fattest kid.
parents
I used
had.
to think I was fat as a kid. I wasn't, but I used to think I was. That means everybody else was skinny.
Yeah, so like in our when we were in our school times, there was hardly all these issues, and we hardly heard of anyone having even through our parents, our elders, knowing that they are diabetic or have blood pressure. But over the years, things have changed. When I used to go and stand in my son's school and just wait, and I really noticed that a lot of kids who are literally obese and chubby, and And parents really applaud for that. Oh, mera beta to bahut chubby chubby hai, cute hai. But they don't understand the trouble. They don't understand how food marketing industry actually is manipulating the youth of today's generation. The kind of the high fat, high carb food they load and pack and give in the packets. Especially parents are also not able to handle this, and I feel there should some parents should be like a perfect example to set in their house, so that actually kids follow them as a model. And but how much ever parents try, it's been really difficult because of the sugar intake, uh,
Mhm.
what this food marketing actually industry promotes us. That's a big issue.
I mean,
I have
typically,
few blogs written up.
huh? Sorry, you wrote a blog about sugar, I
I
remember.
have few blogs written up, yeah, sugar, that gives a complete awareness of how to handle sugar, with especially with the youth and the young generation, how sugar plays and have walk in our life. So sugar is indeed one of the biggest culprit.
I mean, more and more
Yes,
now
yes,
they say sugar is almost as addictive as cocaine. And we find sugar in
yeah,
so many things. You know, you don't expect to find sugar, and pretty much, I think if parents start to read food labels, they'll realize that sugar is the major component of any kind of packaged or processed food. It's so
yes,
addictive.
definitely. Sugar is I had one of my clients who came to me and she was like perfect, she's a perfect body weight, no issues, everything going great. But then she just told me, Dee, I don't have much issues, but just if I eat one 5 star I cannot stop, then I need 15. Then I told, then you're a drug addict. You're I mean, you're worse than a drug addict, because
Yeah.
sugar is bad. And and can you believe, just within 1 month after following the Wildfit principles, she just gloomed, her skin, her hair completely changed, and she was just looking like back to her college days.
So
She was
you've
so
changed.
shocked.
Yeah, even you
Shocked.
have changed.
Yeah, yeah,
You have changed.
yeah. I changed. Thanks a lot for that. And of course,
You look gorgeous.
yeah, people don't identify me and like to tell, okay, is this the same Rakhi? And yeah, when I see my photos back, what I was and now, it's definitely a big transformation. It's been for me 2 years in Wildfit as a coach and as a vegetarian wildfitter, and I'm really rocking good. So sugar is one of the main culprit if people are suffering with like hair loss, aging, and not looking and not having energy, especially this energy slump when we have, say, around evening 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, we feel so tired. People are not able to wake up early. It's not their problem. If they just tell we put the alarm and we're not able to wake up, it's not their problem. It's just that their body is loaded with excess sugar. That's the main issue.
Yes. And it stops you sleeping well as well.
it,
I'm
it robs
seeing
all
these
your energy.
medals behind you. Who are these medals? It's amazing. Great.
Okay,
That's in glory.
the one on the sides are mine, and my marathon running, cycling, and one on the left are my son. My son is an international sailor, and yes,
Wow.
he's also a perfect wildfitter.
Super. Look at you. That's amazing. How fit. And you must have tons of energy to do all that.
Yeah, yeah, I have a pretty good energy because Nilamaji, what I've seen with wildfitters, for me earlier, always I used to gauge myself on what is my weight. 62 ho gaya, 61 ho gaya, abhi 75 ho gaya. But after wildfit, I've understood weight hardly matters. For me, like if I wake up with the rising sun, have my perfect energy throughout the day, and sleep like a baby is a perfect health for me, is what I've jotted down now too.
Yes, yes. It's how you feel in your body that's actually telling you what your health is like. I remember when we went through that menopause program, you also talked about some of your own personal experiences going through menopause, because menopause is such a difficult time for women. You know, this belly fat, there are
Yeah.
sleep issues, diabetes comes up, thyroid problems come up at this time, wrinkles, breast issues, cancer issues, all of these things start to crop up around the time of menopause. Can you talk a little bit about your experience of women going through menopause and your own personal experience, particularly?
Yes. In fact, I had a client of mine who connected me from Nagpur, and she was on the post-menopause stage and with heavy bleeding and belly fat, and she was really suffering from past 3 years. Can you believe she had no ways to find out how she can like change her health and to where to go? Of course, she took a lot of medical help, but actually nothing happened. But with Wildfit, within 3 months, her cycles were regular. She had lost her belly fat. It was her belly was around say 42 inches.
Mhm.
It came less than to 36 inches within 3 months,
Wow.
and that too without much exercise,
Mm.
without very exercise. Just that the right choices of food, which we say like simple method of knowing what human diet is, what just to eat, what just to feed your body, and the transformation happens. But if you're not feeding your body with right food, that is where when the havoc happens, body really doesn't support. Our body has a fantastic system to take care of us. It's just that we don't understand how to handle it, and we just keep punishing and uh, taxing it with all the wrong things that we put in. At one point it breaks down, and this is what and then is what it affects our mood, our energy levels, and finally a lot of people ended with diabetes, menopausal issues, and a lot of hormonal issues. Yeah,
Mhm.
I
So,
can
what
share with
changes
you.
did you notice as you went through menopause when you did Wildfit?
Uh, After when I did wild, of course, this was like from the age of 42. I've been having a severe issue, like say urinary inconsistency issues, where I couldn't my bladder was very weak and I couldn't hold it for long. And this actually got resolved in Wildfit. This was the one of the
Wow.
major transformation. Can you just believe it?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
happened. Yeah,
Happened to me as
and
well.
you know, see,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was like 48 when I did Wildfit. At 48, when I'm just nearly hitting 50, I'm able to understand how body behaves, how it changes, and what it actually needs, isn't it? I really feel pathetic for myself, that why did I know all this so late? I've spent all my life, and especially I feel blessed that I can help a lot of women transform their health. And but with Wildfit, what happened is this major transformation happened in my life. Is I was completely relieved of this problem, and it's just so magical that in 3 months, if this can happen, many things can happen with life and our health.
Yes, yes. I suppose a lot of people's period problems also get solved. Thyroid issues get solved. The moment
Thyroid issues.
they lose their belly fat, so much transformation happens simply by losing belly fat.
Yes, yes. This is the drastic change which happens. Actually, we women all our life suffer with our thyroid issues, belly fat going haywire, our lower body looking odd, and we lose our confidence and we like give up on life. And especially uh, we just lose interest in sex, especially after 40, 42. It takes a toll. It takes a toll on your family life and your own aging process. So, Dr. Nilima, why don't you shed light on this, a bit on this? I would like to hear from you.
We talk about menopause and sex doesn't get spoken in the same sentence. That's something I introduced this topic with because most women believe that once they cross 40, sex is off the charts. And mostly it's because they lose desire completely. There are many factors that affect it, but I guess a large part of it is this lack of energy. This complete the depression, the loss of energy, the feeling, this body ache, pain, these urinary symptoms can really put you off having sex. And you don't feel attractive because you're having hot flushes, you've got this big belly you can't lose, and then the stress of constantly going in this cycle of dieting and exercise,
Yes.
it puts you off because you're focused on something which is not pleasurable all the time. It's
Yeah.
very difficult to
That
bring
takes
pleasure.
a that takes a very big toll, Dr. Nime. I've seen women, they are so frustrated, telling, nahi, mujhe nahi karna ye program. I don't do anything. They've just given hope. I mean, they don't want to attempt anything. They say, okay, whatever, they're just going to eat and die.
Yeah, yeah.
They that situation.
Actually, it
So,
happened with my parents. When I did Wildfit and my mom saw how much, she says, yeah, we'll wait. I said, look, I really want to make my dresses small, and she was like, no, wait for a couple of years and see if you can maintain it, otherwise you'll be going back to the same big dresses. And I said, no, it's not going to happen. It's like, no. So then when I started talking to her, I said, if you change your diet, your diabetes and blood pressure can be reversed, because my mom's mother and family never had diabetes or hypertension, but my mom got it when she was 75, and my dad has had diabetes for a while. and they change their diet only a little bit, not much. They are not on a wild fit kind of diet. They still eat grains, etc. But they deleted dairy and they deleted wheat. And lo and behold, neither of my parents are now on anti-diabetic medication. My father's blood pressure is so much under control. And I feel, in a way, I feel so bad that I didn't find wild fit 10 years ago, because
Exactly.
I feel so emotional about it, because maybe 10 years ago, if Eric had been doing Wildfit and I had found it, or even 5 years ago, maybe my father wouldn't have had the problems he has today.
I
So,
would have had my mother if I had found it earlier. I mean, but at least my dad is crazy. Like he follows a bit of Wildfit, and like the way he's transformed, it's really amazing. He's doing how much ever he can. Actually, my dad is a Wildfitter. Yeah, and
uh,
my family. Yeah, that's really great about it.
because you can
So
see the transformation, you can see the reversal. And I think what is particular about Wildfit is that, over the 90 days, the transformation that takes place, because we are taught how to measure it, right? We are taught to judge, gauge ourselves, taught to become self-aware. People who follow us unconsciously don't have that measurement strategy. So they
yeah,
don't realize, oh my God, 6 months ago I had this problem. Look, I don't have this problem anymore. But you and me, because we have that advantage of being able to track our health, we can actually say, wow, this is better, or this is better, or this is better, or this has
yeah,
changed, this is never going to happen again to me.
true. Dr. Nilima, I would like you to share your thought a bit on this, especially after 40, but women face the thyroid issues. I don't understand why they're so happy and settled with their thyroid or their belly fat and just accepting the aging. And I mean, what makes them not to take a step? I would just like to know if you see your patients.
This is what I,
It-
even I see so many of my patients have seen my transformation, right? But why they don't feel like taking action to reduce their belly fat, to change their diet. I mean, of course, belly fat is not the cause, it is a symptom of the way they are eating and their lifestyle. Thyroid issues is not the cause of their problem, because they immediately, oh, I have thyroid problems, that's why I have period problems, that's why I can't lose weight. And actually, that is not the issue. The thyroid issue or their belly fat is a symptom of something else that's going on in their life. And if they don't understand the fact that a human body that is fully nourished, is the perfect magical system. It can heal from anything. It
True.
can reverse any kind of illness. There is no such thing as imbalance in a body that is thoroughly nourished. So if anybody is experiencing imbalance in whatever aspect, they need to look back to their needs of their body at a cellular level. And Eric talks a lot about the 8 most important things that a human body needs, and he talks about breathing and water and
Yeah.
sleep and nutrition and touch and all of these things. But
Care.
and I suppose in the Indian tradition, pretty much everybody knows how to do pranayam. They know how to do Surya Namaskar, but they don't integrate it. They don't drink enough water. They don't look at the nutrition. They don't look at what they're eating. People are happy to
But
eat chapati bhaji. Kya khate hain? Chapati bhaji. Chapati
but
bhaji dal chawal. Chapati bhaji dal chawal. That's it.
but
Or at
isn't
the
it
other extreme, burger and pizza. आज
yeah,
Domino's
exactly.
मंगाया है. Domino's मंगाया है.
Yeah, but isn't it pathetic, like 60% of women's life they spend in kitchen thinking they are cooking the best food
Yes.
and they are serving the best nutritious food to the family and it is the same. But I wonder that not a single family is left out of either diabetes,
Yeah.
pressure or cholesterol, and she herself is suffering. So how do we? I mean, how do we? How do I feel a woman has to be trained, especially in India, since women cook, they need to be trained. Everyone should know about Wildfit and train herself, so they not only help themselves but also their generation, right?
Yes, yes. I mean, this is what I teach in my menopause course, because most women, I mean, typically women put themselves last. Women are the worst people in any family to look after themselves. They put their health
Yeah,
last, they put their needs last, they put their
everything
visions
last.
and their dreams second. Some women like you and me are very lucky because we have the support to actually follow our dreams. We get to do what we want, and we're such a privileged very tiny minority of women. Most women do not have that kind of freedom, and even if they do, they have this old
True.
cultural beliefs that don't allow them to look after their health. And um, if you see in a family, the woman is the center of that family. She binds the family together. Maybe she's the one who looks after the parents, the children. She keeps track of everybody's nutrition. She keeps track of everybody's mental well-being, etc. When you lose a woman, either because of physical illness or mental illness, or God forbid, she loses her life because of some sort of illness,
She,
cancer, or maybe things like COVID. People are susceptible to COVID because of their nutritional status, because of having diabetes or hypertension. The whole family collapses. If the
whole
woman is
family,
poorly,
she
the woman is
she's
absent.
the one she's the one who runs the family, but
Yes,
she least take care of herself. She doesn't take care of herself.
yes. And when
I know
women,
why.
when women die, and women die unnecessarily, I can, in the last 3 months itself, I cannot tell you the number of women under 50 who have died because of poor health. And poor nutrition, and leading to obesity, diabetes, hypertension has been the underlying cause of why they've died unnecessarily. Can you imagine the impact on the family, the trauma that this family is going to go through, not just now, the kids, so many generations? I mean, I'm attending a series with Dr. Scott Mills on brain trauma, and they talk a lot about epigenetics and the inheritance of trauma. And can you imagine the kind of trauma that we're experiencing now, where women in the family die? That can be intergenerational trauma for up to 6 generations. I think
Oh,
every woman owes it to herself to secure her health. So it's not just her life, it's her family and generations to
family.
come.
Exactly. And what I've seen, if she nurtures health herself, she knows the system,
Hmm.
she can guide her future generation, right? Like, for
Yes,
example, all the men know to run. I always tell my mentees, my clients, that if a man knows to run his business, why does not a woman knows to run her house? Why doesn't she know the right system? If
yes,
you just know the system, then everything falls in place. You need not do anything.
yeah,
There's one more myth around exercise, like how I was like around like exercise, and like after Wildfit I've clearly understood nutrition first and then exercise. If you feed yourself the right food and build your nutrition, then rest is just taken care. And I think 95% what our body needs is nutrition, and 5% is just the exercise part.
yes, yes.
With that,
And particularly, I think now there is such a fad for different kinds of exercises. There's high intensity exercise, there's brief exercise, there's, people mix and match. And although in menopause, I am a very strong advocate of engaging different kinds of exercise, but I do say it has to be on the back of very sound nutrition. Otherwise, you're damaging your body. You
you're
can't
done.
run a marathon on empty. You just can't. It's you will damage your body. It's such a stress on your kidneys and your liver if you're over exercising. Even fasting, people who do prolonged fast, they stay in ketosis for very long. There are people who are on a ketogenic diet, and like what Dave Asprey calls a dirty keto. So they're eating a lot of red meat, they're eating cheese, dairy, and
Oh
following
my.
a ketogenic diet, which is so toxic for the liver and kidneys.
True. I had a client of mine. She did keto for long, 6 to 7 years, and then she came to me totally drained out, and she was like putting on weight again, the same issues, and she didn't know what to do. But can you believe me? She had thyroid issues, and then within 3 months, everything transformed. Which she was so happy that okay, not bad. I can eat fruits. I told okay, fine. This is your body. You need fruits. She had stopped fruits for say in 5 to 6 years. She's not
Yeah,
eating
yeah.
fruits. So shocked. She did Wildfit, and still she's following the system because she just Wildfit, because Wildfit is just the basic system what a human diet needs, a human body needs.
Yes, yes. But I think the biggest aha moments for me was, um, understanding that nothing, there's nothing that food is approved or disapproved. It's all in the mindset. It's how
Oh,
you train your mind, how you observe your mind and your relationship with food. And for me, that was the biggest transformation, is my relationship with food and eating. And I've gone from being obsessed about what I ate to now being so relaxed, so relaxed. And
nice.
I can be in an environment where there may be nothing that I'm used to eating, and I don't guilt trip myself at all. I can eat what is available, or give it up completely. I'm not that desperate to eat something, and I can step back into eating whichever season I want to eat so comfortably. Have you noticed
That
that?
is what
You also noticed that?
I have noticed, yeah, completely. I've noticed people tell me like, how can you just not eat this or that? I feel okay, fine. This is what I want, and it's complete freedom for me. If I want a cup of coffee, I'm having today. If I don't want, it's up to me. I'm just happy and relaxed. The thing is, there's no guilt. There's
Yes,
no guilt.
there's no
Just
guilt.
choosing your food, what you want, what suits your body. And now I've come such a long way that certain food really doesn't suit me. I'm just so happy if I'm not eating that, which I
Yes,
was not doing earlier. I was just always on exercise, and not just checking on my platter, which is so very important. That when you pick your platter and sit on your table with your family, definitely your kids are watching you. Your generation is watching you. That what are you eating? What is going in your plate? And I think if a woman doesn't start the transformation, she has to help herself and help her future generation. That's it.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
main thing.
Particularly when we were talking about kids, that I know a lot of people, oh, I told my daughter to do this and I told my son to do this. And then they kind of say, well, kids don't listen to telling. The kids learn by modeling. They're going to
Modeling.
do what you do.
True.
They're not going to do what you
And
say.
I have a client who shared her her son's pic. He's small, 2 years old. And can you just imagine how he drinks the smoothie, the alka Like he longs to drink it.
Wow.
He cries as if like he needs sweets. So this is what parents they're bringing the transformation in their house, and the kids are changing
Wow.
the healthy habits, the eating habits. Yeah.
That's
So
amazing. I'm just checking the questions that we wanted to talk about. Mental
yeah.
health. So can you talk a little bit about how being topped up nutritionally influences mental health? I mean, certainly I noticed it. One of the big things for me when I did Wildfit was how much my depression and anxiety, pain, all of that decreased dramatically. Can you explain a little bit about how nutrition influences our mental health?
Yeah, I was going to say that most of or most of the men, women who are currently living their lifestyle, what happens is they are depressed and excited about a lot of things, especially when things are not falling in place. They are so worried that leads to anxiety and depression. While doing Wildfit, I was, of course, I had a lot of. I was quite upset with the way my health was not moving the way I wanted, but with Wildfit, I understood that it's just I was letting go of all my worries and my stress. The moment my nutrition level topped up, the transformation I saw, and I was feeling completely. I had a lot of clarity. There was no brain fogginess. I had earlier a little bit of memory problems. I couldn't remember things, but now my mind is quite smart, and it really supports me because we feed the food what our brain likes.
Yes.
Very simple. We feed our body what our body likes. It's meant to be. Especially women who come to me. I had a client who had was in severe anxiety and depression issues because of her post pregnancy. The way her body was looking, complete lack of confidence, and she just came to me crying, and over the call she was crying, but and no confidence at all. I could just see in her that completely lack of confidence. But after Wildfit, her confidence level, her work, her professional level, her approach towards life completely changed. And she was not only helping herself, but also her kids to pick and choose right things. So yes, mental health is very much supportive, becomes supportive with the right nutrition. There is no negative feeling, or especially the mood swings. Mood swings, you can talk, Dr. Neelima, about this
Yeah,
mood
yeah,
swing.
yeah, yeah. Mood swings stabilize because you don't have the ups and downs of the sugar. You eat something and then it crashes, you eat something and it crashes. That up and down is completely evened out. I mean, I used to be somebody who couldn't go without food, without eating something every 3 or 4 hours. And it was really, really difficult. I used to wake up hungry and then I say, oh my God, I'm going to get hungry at 11 o'clock. Then I'd get hungry again at 3 o'clock, then hungry again at 7 o'clock. And I used to
Yes,
really, really
always.
struggle. But with this, it's so simple. I have my moods have also stabilized, and my hunger pangs have disappeared. And it's so easy when I can make out the difference in the different kinds of hungers. And that's the next thing I wanted to ask you about. Eric talks a lot about hungers.
Okay.
Can you
Yeah.
describe a few of those hungers?
Yeah, first of all, Eric talks about diet, which
So
Wildfit is.
Eric, for example, those who don't know, is Eric Edmeades is the founder and CEO
Yeah,
of Wildfit. So he's like
Yeah,
the person we love to learn from.
Eric Edmeades is founder and CEO of Wildfit. Wildfit is a global program, and people are like, once Wildfit gives 95, I'm almost 100% result. Whoever follows Wildfit, it's a highly sustainable program and gives you permanent changes. So Eric talks about, first of all, about diet, and diet is not about like just you do for 15, 20, 30 days and let's just carry on, then you just don't get back to it. There's something called human diet. If animals, that's very interesting, Neelam. I just love the way he puts it. If animals have a diet,
Yes.
like what cheetah eats, the elephant will not eat the cheetah's diet, right? And animals know to segregate this when they
Yes.
have a diet. Humans also have a diet, but in this generation gap, ever since evolution, we are just lost to understand what is actually human diet, which is so very simple. How our ancestors lived in wilderness, a simple system, a simple pattern to know that human diet is just the natural available food around you. So once you follow this diet, your body falls in place. You don't need any exercise. You don't need any fasting or any fat diet to follow. It is so very simple. And here he talks about hungers. Hungers are basically, he talks about different kind of hungers. One thing is we don't understand the difference between the thirst. The main thing what he concentrates is on the thirst and the nutritional hunger. Uh, Thirst and nutritional hunger is what our system needs to feed in enough nutrition, but we don't understand this, and we are caught up with a lot of emotional and low blood sugar hunger. Emotional hunger is something which we connect always food with certain emotions, like chalo aaj party hai, then cake and pizza
Yeah.
and all.
Yeah.
So
We always choose
the,
the most unhealthy food to party with. It's always
yeah,
fried food or cake or ice cream.
it's all always connected. It's not that it's not good to have this. It's okay to, but to have in balance. But most of the times our body looks for emotional and low blood sugar hunger. But what our body needs to understand is the thirst hunger and the nutrition hunger, which is the main requirement of our body, that we need to enough hydrate our body with water and feed nutrition so that we keep in balance with the thirst and the nutritional hunger.
Because he says so clearly, he says that um, the food industry and even like nutritionists and dietitians will say, oh, you must eat fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables help you to fight disease. And actually, the truth is that it's not the fruits and vegetables that help you fight disease. The fruits and vegetables are necessary for your body to be able to stay disease free. It's the absence of fruits and vegetables that leads to disease.
Is to
If you gave your body enough fruits and vegetables, you don't actually need to have disease.
That's so true, and I've understood with Wildfit that just the right amount of food, this much, and actually, yeah, our stomach size is this, and how much food you need to feed in.
Yeah, yeah.
To feed in the right food, then you just need very very little food, if not. But if you're just filling your food with the filler foods and heavy loaded carbohydrates, then your belly becomes a transformer, goes on,
Yeah,
goes on, goes on.
yeah, yeah.
And you're always hungry. Every second, every 2 3 hours, you just this is what we see. Like in lockdown, people are at home, kids are at home, we are not able to control them, and they're just hungry every 2 3 hours. They're hungry, right, doctor?
Yeah, yeah. Because there's no nutrition in the food they're eating. It's just filling the stomach.
Killer
And
food.
I think
Yeah.
I think it comes from the evolution of human beings because starvation was one of the main reasons that people died. And I suppose when mass grain production started, that was a very
Yeah.
easy way to cheaply give calories to people to make them survive. But survival is very different from thriving. I know you're very adamant and you're very passionate about the fact you don't want to just survive, you want to thrive.
Yeah, thrive in a right way and move towards reverse aging and longevity,
Yeah.
and have fantastic energy in your body, so that, and you stand strong and tell, okay, I can do it, so why can't you do it? And you tell at least your family to just live the right way.
Yeah. And adjust the mindset, the first mindset. So
Mindset.
can you talk a little bit about Wildfit, a little bit more about the system? How is it a system? How does Wildfit become a system that people can
Okay,
follow?
I always often tell that Wildfit is a system because like I've grown up in a family where there has been a system, like I've seen my mom follow a lot of a lot of principle, like she would sweep the floor early morning, get up and filter the, मतलब वो पानी छानना है, then झाड़ू पोछे करने हैं, मतलब मम्मा का एक style रहा है, she's been a style, she's been for a system, and I've always followed this, and we all daughters follow a system what our mother teaches, but somewhere we lack to understand that if the system is right, then where are we going wrong? Why is it after 40 everyone has trouble? Okay, so the system Wildfit teaches is once you get to know the whole system of 90 days, you understand that if you follow these steps, your body completely changes magically. So that system to understand how they take on to the seasons. Like example, Eric talks a lot about seasons. When there's a mango season in the summer, it's only in the summer. Then you don't see it in December or like. But nowadays, I think mangoes are available from December itself. You find the crop available. So every time when there's a lot of food, more food available, this generation, especially our generation, get like say they are so used to eating food every time, like there's no scarcity of food at all available. So he talks about the system. When you follow this system, you see that from how you go from a sugar burning mode to a fat burning mode, and you understand the value of fasting, and then get back onto the sugar burning mode. That's
Yes.
the whole system about.
Yes, and you understand the metabolism, how the body's metabolism is meant to be such that you gain fat and you lose fat, and you use the seasons to eat sugar, and then have a period where you're not eating sugar. There
Not
are
eating
seasons
food,
where you give the pancreas rest, and there are seasons where you give the liver rest, and then
liver.
that is affecting, because osteoporosis is a big thing. I see a lot of women with fractures, falls,
Yes.
osteoporosis, and Eric talks a lot about calcium intake, and there's such a big myth, especially in our country, about, oh, you've got to drink milk, where will you get your calcium from?
Yes. Yeah, this I've seen, like when Eric says about dairy, because I don't want to scare people and tell, okay, no, not to drink milk or whatever. But the idea is one thing I always ask, if a cow eats grass and from that milk we are getting the calcium, then what do we need to eat to get calcium? It's simple.
Yeah, I often,
Milk.
I like that joke that came on Facebook once, I think Facebook or WhatsApp. It says like, uh, you ask, he says, oh, why you're drinking milk morning, afternoon, evening? That's fine. Maybe somebody was very sick and they couldn't chew, or somebody very old, so they were given milk. It may have started like that as a tradition, that just for energy's sake, whatever, you give them milk. But if you've got your own teeth and you can chew your food, then why do you need
Food.
the milk of another species that is meant for its baby to put on 1,000 kilograms in 1 year?
Exactly, and it hit me so hard when I did Wildfit and understood that, okay, cow's milk is meant
Cow's baby.
for baby, and how can we just drink it? I mean, after that, I mean, I just give a second thought, should I
Yeah.
drink that milk?
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
have so many pregnant women who insist on drinking. Their mother is, you've got to drink milk. How will your baby grow? I was like, she's a human being. She knows how to grow her own baby. Babies are, the most perfect parasites. They will take everything from their mother. The mother doesn't need milk. She needs good nutrition, proper vitamins, minerals. She needs protein, carbohydrates. She needs a proper plant-based diet.
Yeah. And especially, Dr. Nilima, it happens during pregnancy when women tend to overeat,
Yes.
put on,
Eating for two people.
and yeah, and after their post pregnancy, they are just not able to handle their this eating habit. So, how do you like to? Can you just share something on this, especially for the post pregnancy?
You mean after they deliver?
They deliver, how to handle? I mean, this kind of their eating where they get used to.
Ah, this
They're
is
eating.
actually, no baby needs the same amount of food that an adult needs. It needs the right combination of fluid or food so that it can grow. And we know that, if you speak to any obstetrician, and most women know that the baby doesn't start to put on weight well into the third trimester. So this is almost after the seventh or eighth month is when baby starts putting on weight. And if the baby's weight when it's going to be born is between 2.5 and 3.5 kgs, then how much should you need to eat so that it puts on that kind of weight? You don't need to eat twice the amount of food you're normally eating. All that is going to get deposited as fat on your body. Now, if you know how to come out of that pregnancy weight and use it, when you're breastfeeding, to regain your energy, feel alive and vital and mentally alert, then you don't need to retain that fat forever. That fat will be useful for you when you're breastfeeding. So women don't
Yes.
need to eat double. They certainly don't need to eat the kind of calories that the current generation of pregnant women eat. And I'm very aware that we're talking about the elite class of society who have free access to food. And there are still certain classes of society where they do not have access to food. Starvation and anemia and malnutrition is a very, very big factor. And I think one of the big responsibilities in society for people like us is to help women to regain a balance of nutrition in their diet, so they don't get carried away, so we don't have this divide where some poor people get nothing to eat and the rich people are overfed and undernourished. So both are starving, really.
Overwhelmed, undernourished, and they don't know what to eat. Like finally, the it's all messed up. They're thinking they're eating the right food, but it has no nutrition at all. The bond is that, and yeah, that results to all a lot of other issues with them, and they feel okay, they're not able to maintain their body and lose their weight, and the chain continues. Yes,
This has
Dr.
been such an amazing conversation. I am just so delighted we could have it. Are there any tips you would like to give the audience? Before I'll just check some messages and see if we've got any conversations going on in the group. But can you just give us some tips and
I have something
about?
interesting to share, Dr. Nilima. Recently, I when I talk of women, and I'm so emotional with their health, and whoever reaches to me, because I really want to bless them, understand that they have an amazing body, and they can take care of themselves. And my message to all the women is, society needs you, your family needs you. So it's high time you just take charge of yourself the right way, what suits your body, so that you can coach yourself. You weave a story on your health and pass it on to your generation, so that your generation will follow the same. And just don't, please, give up on thinking that you need to do a diet. Wildfit is not a diet. It is just a system. If you just follow the basic principles, the outlines, you bless your body with the best. I mean, you become your best version, is what I can say.
Yes, yes.
And I recently happened to do a transformation of Mrs. Shakila. Can you believe, doctor? She's 54 years old. She came to me with rheumatoid arthritis, migraine, and gastric issues. And within 2 months in Wildfit, she dropped down say around 10 kg. Okay. And 75% of her pain, her joint pain, completely vanished. Okay. And she did, on my instruction, she did 4 days fasting. 4 days fasting, and she was on her toes doing all her work with full energy. Best thing, the compliment what she got, her son will like complimenting her, telling that, mom, how come you're, I mean, so energetic? Isn't it this just a big blessing to see this
Yeah,
transformation? So
yeah.
I feel that I've achieved my mission, and this is what I'm looking to reach out to all the women,
Yeah.
to just give a fantastic transformation.
And I think I just want to put a disclaimer to all the women there that Wildfit is not a system of fasting. It is
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
fasting is used as a hack to enter a particular season to trigger a
Yeah,
particular kind of metabolic response in the body.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
that's good. Yeah, so it is just using a hack to see of how we can just go on a fat burning mode and come back to and have complete energy. Yeah, thanks.
So we
Thank you,
got,
doctor.
thank you, Anika Singh. And Raakhi has said, Raakhi, you're such an inspiration. Bless your body to be the best version of yourself. Such powerful words. So we're going to get
Yeah,
more and more such conversations happening with Wildfit. And I am so grateful that you have encouraged me also on this journey. I
thank
just
you,
look
Anika.
forward to always talking with you, having our conversations. And we always
Thank
have
you.
such interesting conversations.
Yes,
Um,
pretty keep doing.
and how do people get in touch with you, Rakhi?
Okay, I can share my website link is www.magicallyfit.in, or they can just note my number 755. Number is easy, seven double
Seven
five double five
755
00
00
96169. They can contact
96169.
me.
So 755 00 96169.
Yeah, you can just contact me then. Let's make it simple.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Nilima, for this fantastic
Thank
opportunity.
you
I
so
really
much, Rakhi. It's been wonderful. Bye for now. Bye.
see you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.